Good afternoon, everyone. We are back at you with another live edition of our Talking with Friends podcast. I am Sports Information Director Levi Converse, and I will be joined momentarily, as always, by my assistant SID Morgan Raspberry. And we are excited to be here with you. It's a little bit warmer today than what it was certainly last weekend. It was historically cold temperatures last week, and we've kind of seen a gradual warming trend. And it's going to be above freezing today for the first time in, at least probably over a week. Morgan's now here with me, as I promised.
Sorry.
She's here with me now. And, yeah, it's been at least a week since we've had above freezing temperatures, right?
Yeah,
Seems like it's been longer
However,
than that.
the sun has been shining, though, so you can definitely see, like, a lot of the snow melted by now, but it's at least getting above freezing. Right now, it's not, or 32 right now, so it's like right at freezing, isn't it? In 32?
I got 32. At 32 is freezing.
Okay, so it's like right at freezing.
So we can still say it's freezing.
We're supposed to get up to like 34 today. So let's go.
2 more degrees. We can do it, right?
Yes! We can wait 2 more degrees, okay?
Yeah.
And then next week it's supposed to be like high of like 56, if not 60. Yeah. It's like, wow.
And we haven't got into our campus happenings yet, but Tuesday we're going to have home baseball. It's supposed to be high of 60 when we're going to be out there.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
It might be
crazy.
shorts weather.
It might be. It might be. That's going to be crazy. But, we have been in the freezer for the last over a week now. We've had...
it's been like almost a week and a half
now. About a week and a half. Because we had it. It was even that way last Saturday, remember?
Yeah.
When we had basketball and stuff. It was still
really
cold.
It started last Saturday. It officially started last Saturday was when it was really bad. But it was already like below freezing before then. It's just on Saturday that's when we finally got snow and everything. So it hasn't been a week and a half. It's been a little.
Seems like it has been.
It feels like it's been a longer time than that, but it's only been like a week and maybe like a day or two. You know?
Yeah.
I think it started to really get cold like Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday hit, and we were like, not going back now. There's no turning back now.
There's no going back. No going back. But it's from your perspective, I would say that this is pretty tough on someone like you from Texas that's not used to this. But and I would almost feel a little bit guilty. But Texas is having just as bad of a time with this as we have, if not worse.
True.
If not worse.
I think they actually have it a little bit worse than us. The main reason why is because, I know so many people that have had like power outages back home. I know. And my dad's in Midland, Texas, which is where it's so the western side of Texas gets extremely bad during like the winters and stuff like that. Like it's like a dry cold, and it's like a desert. So and most people think, the desert, it's hot there. Well, it does get hot there, but at the same time, it gets freezing there too.
Yeah.
So right now, he's been dealing with like all of the tanks are frozen. Like, all of the tanks of the camper for the water are completely frozen. He's going in and out of power. It just really kind of sucks for him right now. But he has both of our dogs with him because my mom was supposed to be going to Alabama this weekend to watch my little brother play. I think she's still doing that, but I don't remember. But anyway, so she's good. But my dad is kind of suffering, and I know so many other people back home who are dealing with the same thing with frozen pipes and just not being able to shower or just have clean water all the time unless you have water bottles because they can't go to the store either, because either the stores are shut down or they just can't drive to get to the store. It's crazy. This is definitely been a crazy time. I think this is probably the worst it's ever been in Texas, probably, and especially in like southern Texas, because like we don't really get snow. We'll get ice storms every once in a while, but we don't get snow. We never get snow. It's very rare. So it's kind of like crazy for all of them, and I see so many people not knowing what to do or not knowing how to act. They're just literally like in the streets on four-wheelers or dirt bikes or whatever, just pulling people behind them, and it's just so funny. They're having a blast down there. I'm glad they're having a really good time. Hopefully everything will start warming back up. I think it's supposed to start warming back up just like how we are.
Yeah.
It's very soon, and everybody can kind of get back to a little bit of normal. But we all did have a winter wonderland to play in, and it was kind of fun.
It was. I mean, we got a couple of days off that we normally wouldn't have. But yeah, like I said, I know you being from Texas. Normally I would say, you know what, I bet you're glad we wish he's back in Texas this week. But they got it just as bad as we do or worse. So I don't feel too bad for you, really.
However,
it might even be a little better here.
However, because of over spring break, I'm going to Florida. I was very tempted to just book a flight now and go to Florida because it's so warm there. My sister, because my sister lives there, so I would go and see her. And she calls me, and I'm talking to her about the weather, and she's just sitting there like, it's like 75 here. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's -2. Oh, wait. Scratch that. We got up to 0.
Yeah.
We're slowly getting warmer.
Yeah.
But it was just so funny because I'm like, man, curse you. So I almost like debated hardcore going to Florida.
Well, you made the right decision not to.
I know. I made the right decision. I'm going to wait to go to Florida. But,
you may or may not have had a pink slip on your door when you come in here.
I know, right?
I'm halfway kidding, but if I have to stick it out, you're going to stick it out too.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's the deal.
Getting kind of harsh in here now. Dang, shots are being fired.
Well, just Nerf shots. Just
Nerf
playful,
shots. Just
playful
Nerf
shots.
gun shots.
Yeah, that not too bad. Just a little wake up call, a little bit.
It's like
just
we're gonna have like an epic Nerf gun.
A warning. It's kind of a warning target.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just a warning shot. Say, hey, okay. Yeah.
Oh man, but thank goodness God and Mother Nature are officially letting us have warmer weather again. And I mean, it's not ideal warm weather, don't get me wrong, but it's more ideal than what we have now.
Yeah.
Oh man, lots and lots of stuff has actually still been happening though here at Friends.
Yeah, we still had stuff going on.
We still had a lot of stuff going on though.
We had basketball Wednesday night against Kansas Wesleyan, 2 tough losses. It was emotional though. Head coach Del Faber's final home game.
Not gonna lie, I started to tear up when he got really emotional. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't known Coach Fabe for I've only known him for all 4 years that I've been here. However, it was still an emotional time for so many people just because he just has that kind of an impact on so many student athletes here. It doesn't matter if he 100% knows you or you 100% know him. Like, he just has that emotional connection with everybody.
He does.
You know, and so, yeah, it was a great speech that he gave. I know he didn't probably want to talk after.
No, he even said it was tough to do it. But another thing that came out of that too is that Devontae Pack had a major highlight in this game, and I got it playing right here, and I know we blasted all over our social media.
He broke 2 people's ankles.
He did, and watch this here, and we got all social media. If you've not seen it yet, go on our Twitter page to see this. He actually grabs his ankle after he's on the ground. Watch this. And again, if you haven't seen this yet, go on and watch it. Look at this.
Yeah, I think he tried to say that like he hurt himself or something. Like something happened. Like tried to play it off like.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's a ref standing straight there behind you. You already know, dude. You're not getting anything. I was just glad that he ended up making the 3 as well because that just made it even awesomer.
Well, Devontae Pack was a guest on our Talking with Friends podcast a few weeks ago, and we talked about his friendship with John Morant, the NBA's reigning Rookie of the Year with the Memphis Grizzlies, and John Morant was in action earlier that night, and then after the game he come back and he quote tweeted our social media bragging on Devontae and large part because of that a lot of more people have seen this clip than maybe what would have.
Yeah.
Right now there's over 284,000 impressions on the clip that we shared and over 33,000 media views.
Wow.
So this really went viral on here. I mean, it really did.
Yeah.
And, a lot of eyeballs on this thing.
And it's even funnier because now that you're looking at it, it was almost like Devontae, went back and just kind of stared at him like, bro, why are you on the ground? And
Yep.
You know, it was just really funny.
I'll tell you what, if you go back and watch, too, John Morant last year, I want to say it was against the Detroit Pistons, but I don't remember the team it was against, but I think it was the Pistons. He had a crossover similar to this.
Yeah.
And, in fact, he crossed the defender over so badly that the defender was on the ground and then just kind of crawled away.
Nice.
And Lou Williams, the defender, I actually think it was the Clippers, since I say Lou Williams. It must have been the Clippers because Lou Williams plays the Clippers. Lou Williams, he had him beat so badly that when you watch the highlight, Lou Williams is just a few feet away into the basket, and he gives him a nod like wow. He went right before he shot like, okay. That was crazy. So they know a little bit about crossing. I mean, John Morant knows a little thing about crossing people up.
Yeah. It was a really funny time. Oh my gosh, all of us just went wild after that. That was hilarious.
And you know, when we seen it live, we talked about it, and I told my GA Scott Cox to clip it, the highlight, which he did. He was already doing it. But I mean, when we seen it live, I thought it was definitely worth sharing.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't realize it was this nasty of a crossover until I went back and watched it. It was better than what I thought it was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was better. I mean, I thought it was great live, but it was when I went back and watched it, it was far better than what I thought it was.
Well, and then he basically kind of did it again later on in the game too, because I mean, however, I think the guy, whenever he sprained his ankle or whatever the heck he did, I don't know, he straight up tackled Devontae for no reason, and just it was already horrible in general, but I think he was on his way to being Devontae was about to break his ankles too, and then actually ended up literally probably breaking his ankle.
Yeah.
And which was not Devontae's fault by any means.
Yeah.
That was 100% the other guy's fault. But it was still really kind of cool to see and really kind of funny just because we're like, man, now he did two.
Yeah.
He done got two people, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy.
Even though it was a very tough loss, because it was actually a really close game throughout the whole entire time.
It was.
It was just
we had a chance to tie
neck.
it twice.
Yeah.
And
I think we got ahead at one point
twice.
too.
Was ahead. I'll tell you what. It was funny because they went on it. They scored. They was up 18-2 to start the game, and they were up 18-2, and we come back and outscored. We outscored Kansas Wesleyan to end the first half 14-2. We wound up taking a 1-point lead. That was our first lead of the night.
Yep.
They score first in the second half to take the lead. We score back to go up by one again. Then they go on another run, and they lead the rest of the way. So, but it was nip and tuck. We led 2 times the whole game, each by one at halftime, and then one early in the second half again, and that was it. And
they never ran.
But no, it was a 3-point game twice. The final 44 seconds. Something.
It was just an overall amazing game. I think probably better than when they played them actually at Kansas Wesleyan.
Yep.
And K-Dub's not an easy team, and we know that. They knew that going into this.
Right.
And I mean, but they came out on fire. I think that the guys did absolutely amazing. I think that we were kind of rocky at the start, so I take that back. They didn't come out right away on fire, but they ended up. After a few mishaps, not gonna lie, because we kind of rushed it a little bit at the beginning. I believe. I think they kind of rushed it on accident, and then once they finally kind of slowed it down a little bit, because I remember Coach Fabe yelling to slow it down, and even Coach White as well. Hey, slow it down, and that's when you can start to see the guys kind of come back and figure out what they need to do and get back on a better pace to where. And they instantly caught right back up to K-Dub and ended up being a really, really, really close game throughout the whole entire match.
Yeah, it was a 3-point game twice the final 44 seconds. And just couldn't get over the hump. So right now, as we promised, we're going to be joined by Allen Eberwein, a special guest.
Our special guest, Allen.
Yep. And if you watched our podcast on Super Bowl Sunday, you know we had Alan and Keaton on, and that was fun. And when we got to that point, they were our last guests. And we got to that point, it was almost like, just the way it started out, it was like, this is the comedy segment. This is the fun part of the show. And it was.
Yeah.
So, Alan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
We're doing good. How's everything going so far? I mean, we're in a cold freeze, so we were going to talk. The whole year we've kind of off and on we've talked about all the pandemic and everything that the adjustments we're making. Now we got a historic freeze that we've had the last week and a half. So we've had a lot of history made here.
Yes, we have.
So, I mean, it's not always the good kind either, but we've been in a historic moment now.
Very true. Very true.
For about a year. It's been unprecedented stuff. So, how's things going on your end right now over on intramurals and all that other stuff on campus?
It's going real well. I mean, we're kind of in our role right now. We've got 5v5 basketball that's going pretty great on Thursday nights. Last night we got to see a dunk contest break out. I don't know exactly how many dunks were actually made, but we got to see a dunk contest.
Attempts, though.
A lot of attempts, yes. It got the crowd that was on the balcony into the night, so it kind of made the night a little funner on that aspect. We've only had one night of volleyball on Monday night because ultimately we didn't have school this last Monday, so we're hoping to get that rolling again. And then bowling, I think the teams that we have there, they're enjoying it. I think some of them were happy we didn't bowl Tuesday, and others were like, "Man, I was getting in a rhythm." But sometimes you just gotta save the best throws for when it gets close to the end of the season. But no, rolling. We had Super Smash Bros on Friday night to a great turnout. That's a game that I enjoy watching. I've attempted to play once, and I can mark it off my bucket list that way.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Well, you do a lot of stuff on campus, and in addition to the intramurals, you do a lot of stuff within athletics, and so you have a lot of roles. So let me see if I got them all down. Okay. If I'm missing one, let me know. But I know you do PA for soccer and softball, and you've done it baseball a few times.
Yeah,
I know that for sure. You do the book for basketball.
Yeah.
You've also ran the clock from time to time. To start with, is there any role that you haven't done with athletics yet? I mean, is there anything that you've yet to do? Because if there is, I need to try to make it happen.
I've always joked with Jill Finsky, the cheer coach. I go, other than them practicing in our building, I said I haven't had a chance to help with any of their competitions yet. But she goes, well, that's because you're usually out of town when we host them. And I'm like, well, that might be the truth, or it's just worked out that way. I don't know if it's really accurate to say I've been missing them or trying to miss them, but I haven't had a chance to help with that. I mean, I've helped with home track meets before in the past. I've run the jumping events before, which is always interesting, unique to see coaches from different schools and how they interact with you, and are you doing it just right for one school but not the other? How do they feel? But no, I've enjoyed that. And then, like you said, soccer. I'm PA announced for both men and women's soccer. Football, I'm up in the press box running either the scoreboard, the play clock, the game clock, filling in for Scotty P when he's not there, which those are big shoes to fill at the football games.
That is true.
Those
are shoes.
Exactly.
Those are, and he'll tell you how to fit the shoes.
He will tell you how to fit the shoes. I keep telling him that one of these days his national anthem's not going to work. He's going to have to sing it for us. But he keeps getting lucky that it works. But he keeps telling me his vocal cords are ready to go. But
that would be interesting. I kind of want that to happen now. We should just make
well,
that happen.
And I've already told Morgan she's on alert too. In case the music just doesn't play. Like sometimes the technology, music just doesn't play. We're just going to stick a microphone in her face and she's going to sing.
I don't know if you want me to, though.
So
that's
she's
the problem.
ready to
I sound
go.
Like a dying cat.
In fact, we talked about that a few weeks ago.
I feel like Morgan probably has a pretty good vocabulary of songs and different genres. And
I think she could do
it.
She
Disney
could probably,
songs.
Okay, Disney songs can come out.
Disney songs.
Morgan probably would fit in great right now with the Casado team because Disney Plus is like our favorite thing over in Casado. I mean,
I would love to get into the Casado crew.
I mean, I feel
I'm always down.
I feel like Aladdin's played so many times this week already, and lately the big time Rush crowd has been watching, and and if you don't know any of these, don't ask me. I couldn't tell you what they're about, or some of them, but yeah, it's just kind of interesting. As I always joke, I'm like, usually I can tell who's working by now with what's playing, and sometimes they throw a curveball my way, and I'm like, well, you're not supposed to do that. But no, and then I've announced PA. You're right. Softball, baseball.
Yeah.
Helped with basketball. I'm looking forward to helping with wrestling when it gets started in some form or another.
Yeah. We'll have a role for you somehow with
it. Exactly. They'll be starting to practice over in Casado, and so that'll be kind of neat. But no, I'm trying to think. Golf. I haven't helped with golf. I mean, I'm waiting for Coach Hal to invite me out there to golf around with the team and provide them what not to do. I mean,
to golf around with the team. Sorry.
Yeah.
What's that? To golf around with the team.
I mean, if they need a good putter, that's not me. If they need a good short game player, that's not me. But the driver is spot on. It's after I hit the drive that. After that, you never know where you're going to go on the golf course.
Yeah.
It's like a Happy Gilmore type thing.
It is. It's amazing that you bring that up because there was some memes the other day bringing the 25-year anniversary of that out and about.
That's my favorite golf movie.
It is funny.
That is a good movie.
I know
It's
it's
funny,
kind of dumb, but it's my favorite golf movie
That is a good
of all
movie.
time.
It is
It's
funny.
awesome.
It's funny. So you can tell us, Alan, because obviously you're pretty valuable here, so nothing's in jeopardy. But which role is your favorite with athletics? Which one do you like? And is there one that you do that you just don't really, you kind of dread that you have to do?
I feel like any way I answer this, somebody's going to call me out and go,
Yeah.
Alan, really?
That's what we do here. That's what we do here. But
I wouldn't say there's a role I don't like. I mean, as I've always tried to go off the mindset that, you know what, if you can attempt it once, you might be good at it, you might be okay at it, or you might learn that it's a challenge for you that you need to work on, but giving it the old college try, as I always like to tell my students in class or my workers when they're trying to decide, well, can I avoid officiating tonight, or can I avoid doing book? No, everybody's got to give it a try, but I enjoy them all. I mean, for their own quirks, I enjoy them all. I mean, announcing soccer games, it's nice to announce a game that you watch on TV, and it's pretty nice to hear those announcers when they're goal and all that and all the quirks that they have. But I would say it's interesting trying to perfect the names when you're announcing those. I know Scott and I always have a little fun when we're looking at names that might be questionable. Of how would you announce that? And I said I'd do it this way. And he goes, well, I'm going to do it this way. And sometimes him and I always joke that we've got this cup of water that we don't want to spill, and usually one of us does it every night, whether it's me reading off the wrong number or him announcing the wrong name or giving a three-pointer to the wrong person, or which we try not to do very often, but it's just kind of our little funny game of, hey, we don't want that to happen, or we want to do that. But
so we can blame all of Scotty P's missed sayings on you then?
I would
Man.
not. I'm not going to confirm nor deny that. He would probably say, "Oh, of course, Alan." Yes. But no, we have a little fun down there. We were having some pretty good fun working the home games on Wednesday night, which we wish would have been a little. Result would have been better, but.
Yeah.
that was an emotional night, though, wasn't it?
That was.
It was.
I mean, I've been here 12 and a half years, and I haven't seen anybody on that sideline other than Faber, and so that's going to be different going forward. The foot stomps every once in a while, or the what was that? What are you doing? Or even yelling at the table, Eberwein, that's a 2, not a 3, or this and that. Which, you know what? You laugh and go, yeah, I missed it. I'll get it fixed, or I got it right. We'll get it fixed over here. But no, that would be different. But no, it's funny because the highlight of that night was seeing Faber's reaction to when Devontae lost his defender. Some people might have different wording for it, but where he fell down and he knocked down the 3, and it was kind of neat to see the reaction, and of course the crowd. It was nice to have crowd back because sporting events they're pretty cool without crowd, but they're a whole lot better with crowd, and so it was kind of nice. And I told Scotty, I go, working all these events, you don't know how much you enjoy not having the visiting crowd there until you actually have them, and you're having to listen to their perspective, and because they're going to make it known, they're going to be very vocal and loud, and but no, I mean, I kind of tied that back, or want to tie that back into, like I said, I enjoy everything that I get the chance to experience at Friends and get to help with, and as I tell tell Rob and Scott downstairs, hey, the moment I need to rotate or do something different, let me know. And they haven't found something different yet, so I guess we're doing all right.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned the Devontae Pax 3. We call it breaking ankles. It's what Jordan Manning called it, and that's what I call it, and Morgan called it. We both called it that. All of us called that, and we have the highlight up here that we clipped. Now, when he did it live, me and Morgan was doing stats. When he did it live, I knew it was a great play. So I looked back at my GA Scott Cox, who's helping social media while I do stats, and I told him, I said, clip this highlight.
Yes.
And he said, I've already done it. I said, okay, good. Yeah. Well, when I didn't realize how nasty it was, so I went back and watched it. And I knew it was good enough to clip when I seen it live, but I didn't know. I got it pulled up right here. Look at this. Not only does he cross him over, he's grabbing his ankle as he's on the floor. Exactly.
As somebody would have said last night, because we had a move like that happen at intramural basketball last night. It wasn't anything near that, but they asked the player that fell, said, hey, your socks or your shorts are down back there, you might want to go pick them up, or or jock strap or something of that nature, right? So it's always interesting to hear the take that the students and the crowd have on plays like that.
Yeah. Well, I told everybody, I said, if you've not seen this highlight, you got to go to our Twitter page and watch it, because it really is. It's huge. And even better, we had Devontae Pack on with us a few weeks ago as a guest, and he talked about, as you know, his friendship with John Morant, who's been at several games this year.
Yes.
And he had a game that night as well, and he quote tweeted this and talked about how how great a play it was. Well, that brought a little bit more eyeballs to this play than what it's actually gone viral now than what normally we would have gotten. Now this has gotten over 284,000 Twitter impressions and over 33,000 media views, and so this has gone viral. I even tagged ESPN. I tried to get on SportsCenter's top 10, and because I think this is worthy to be on there.
It is.
I did not realize how good this was. So I went back and watched it.
I do remember Keaton Snyder and he was doing table, and he kind of went ooh and ah when it happened. I said, it was great when the move happened, but it was so much sweeter when the shot went down too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, because it was kind of funny how, like I said, you looked around, the crowd is like, oh man, that has reactions from everybody.
Yeah. And and that's a key thing. If he doesn't make the shot, it's not a highlight.
Oh no, you're exactly right.
I'm not going to air.
Exactly right.
We're not talking about it. And the crazy thing is, it was a tough loss, and I would love for us to win the game.
Exactly.
But this is what everybody's talking about.
You're exactly right.
No one knows who won the game.
They don't know who won the game.
And we post the final score. We handle that. But this right here is the play of the night, win or lose.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So, all right, on to the serious stuff with you. I mean, not that this hadn't been serious,
but as we always have serious questions for Allen.
Very serious stuff. Me and Allen, it's super serious with us. But
exactly, especially when it's raining and it's 31 degrees, maybe 32.
Was it baseball?
Yeah, under a tent.
In fact, I didn't even broadcast that game because if you remember, I said, you know what, I don't want everyone to be hearing our serious conversation.
I don't think the three of us could have been quiet long enough.
I don't think we could have.
To let that.
That just needed to be a game where we're just sitting back, chilling, doing stats, and you're doing your scoreboard thing, and just not worried about what everybody else is hearing. But anyway, Super Bowl stuff. Now, again, when you was on with us on Super Bowl Sunday. But let me frame this here because we got some investigative journalism to do on this.
Okay.
And we're going to get to the bottom of it. So, and I gave Morgan a theory, and she's very 100% wanting to ask this. The year before, you wore your 49ers jersey as a 49ers fan, which everybody knows.
Yeah.
49ers had a late lead and they lost. Mm-hmm. So on Sunday for the Super Bowl, you wore your Chiefs jersey.
I did.
And the Chiefs not only lost, they become only the third team in Super Bowl history to not score a touchdown. I mean, if anything, it may not have been as close to final score indicates. What you said, I mean, it wasn't a pretty performance by the Chiefs.
No, it was not. all I know is it was kind of unique because we hosted a Super Bowl party in Casado that night. We had snacks and pizza, and we had 30 to 35 students in the crowd, but it was kind of funny because, I think a lot of people saw me wearing it, but they didn't know the underlying story until Keaton started sharing it, and then Logan started sharing it.
Man.
And so before long, I had some people go, Allen, you got to take that off. You got to take that off.
Yep.
And so at halftime, I obliged. They were a little upset. I said, all right, I'm going to take the jersey off. I'll put my friend's shirt on, and we'll see what happens. And the quote of the night was from Keaton Manabach, who's a Casado worker of mine. Goes, Allen, too little, too late. And this was at halftime. And I said, now time out. Let's rewind a year. I remember sitting here as the only Niners fan in the crowd when it was the Chiefs and Niners. Niners were up by 11 or 10, right? And all the Chiefs fans, they were sad. I mean, started getting basketballs to go shoot basketball in the Casado gym, checking out ping pong and pool equipment, leaving. I mean, it was like you would have thought game was over, Super Bowl's been decided. And I was sitting back there to any Chiefs fan that wouldn't listen. Hey, I've seen Mahomes do some crazy things, and there is still a lot of time left. And so as the Chiefs came back in that game, they were looking at me and I said, I told you, a lot of time left. And so when the Chiefs pulled it out, at the end I said, now all of you that want to try to give me a hard time, better remember, back to 6:59 left in the fourth quarter, and just think, okay, Allen was the words of wisdom then. And so they didn't give me too much of a hard time, but no. And so fast forward to this past one, and I said, I've seen him do a lot of crazy things, so don't say too little too late. And the second half wasn't going much better, and they kept looking at me and said, guys, I don't have the Chiefs jersey on. I took it off and took it home, and I washed it right away and hung it back up, and I joked with my family. They called and said, hey, what's this about you being bad luck? And I said, oh, that's a whole nother story. That nothing to see here. And so obviously they're Chiefs fans, so they go, what happened? And so I told them, and they go, well, why'd you wear it? And I said, I just thought, you know what? I'm due to have a little good luck wearing a team's jersey. The year before was bad luck, so I figured, shoot, year two's got to be the right year, right? And so I've been starting to tell some over in Casado, hey, year three, you got to find out who's going to be in the Super Bowl next year, buy a jersey for one of the teams. And they go, well, as long as it's the Chiefs and the Niners, you already have that jersey. I'm like, you're right. So I might just wear it, and the third time might be the charm. And a couple of them are like, I wouldn't worry about a jersey next year. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, third time's got to be the charm, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to find a way, though, to get, if they think you're bad luck, I don't think it's quite as simple as that.
I would agree with that.
I think Morgan agrees with me here. Because you said when you wore the 49ers jersey the year before, you got razzed and you got blamed and you got... So then you wore a Chiefs jersey the next year. I'm wondering, was there a little ulterior motive there, thinking, okay, you know what? If I am bad luck here, I'm going to wear the Chiefs jersey.
It's almost like payback from last year.
This is our investigative journalism. I don't think it's quite as simple as...
I don't know if that... I don't think it was that route. I do think it was kind of... I joked with some of them. I said, shoot, we couldn't beat you last year. Might as well join you this year, right? And... I think there's some that would probably say, "Oh, sure, you wanted to bring bad luck to them."
I was curious after you said they were. Be
truthful. When I left the house that day, that wasn't even on my mind. I'm like, I've got this Pat Mahomes jersey that I haven't worn. I'm gonna wear. It was brand new too, so maybe it was how I took it out of the package or how it was shipped. It could have been a number of things.
You didn't wash it beforehand. That's what the
problem
was.
Probably should. You're exactly
right.
You
needed to wash it beforehand.
I didn't do that because I didn't do that with my
the secret.
Jimmy G jersey either. I know. Yeah. I'm learning so much about, Allen, this is what you got to do when you get it. This is how you take care of it. You got to hang it just right, hang it inside out, and then when it's dry, you flip it right side up, and it's like, does it dry quicker? What's that?
I wouldn't go into that detail.
Well, I am also bad luck. So I'm bad luck sometimes with jerseys too, though. And I'm not saying you are, but I have been. Because if I buy a jersey the night before a game that my team plays in, they always lose them. And it's happened several times, but one time in particular, Morgan will hate me for this because it affected her team. And because I wasn't a Michigan fan, but I liked the Fab Five really well. I know me and you, that was our you remember that too. And I liked the Fab Five, and they were in the Elite Eight against Arkansas. It was the year after Chris Webber called timeout and they lost to North Carolina. So they go into the Elite Eight. Jawan Howard's still there, and Jimmy Jackson and Ray King. So I bought a Jalen Rose jersey, a Michigan jersey, number 5, the night before the game. and they lost to Arkansas in the Elite Eight, and that was your Arkansas won the national championship. And so I don't know. I don't know if Michigan was good enough to win it all that year. So I'm not saying I cost them a championship, but I might have cost my Final Four appearance. That was one of the times
You did.
It was your. So Morgan, you
It's your fault.
Yep. So
You're the reason.
Go blue. See, I told you I like Michigan. Then I still
Go
do.
blue.
So,
You know, I will tell you though, not every time do I wear a team's jersey or shirt do they lose. I remember when Wichita State made their run to the Final Four. What was it, back in? It's been a while now. It was when Van Vliet and Baker was there, and I mean I'd been in Wichita for a couple years now, working at Friends, and I didn't have any Wichita State stuff, and so I'm like, I'm gonna get a shirt. And I had a student worker that really liked them and went to all their games, and so I said, hey, if you can give me a shirt, do so, and he did, and I didn't wear it at all. For the Elite Eight game against Ohio State, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna wear this. And to this day, I still say they don't make it to the Final Four if I do not wear that against Ohio State. Now, that student worker, he's now an alumni, would still tell you to this day, Allen had nothing to do with their winning or losing. But, yeah, he was one of the alumni that reached out to me and go, Allen, you
That's
really
an
wore a
assumption,
Pat Mahomes jersey? True. Very true.
That's an assumption. So 49ers talk again. Do they get Deshaun Watson? What do you think? Do you want him to get Deshaun Watson? I mean, do you want to give up what it would take to get him?
I don't want to give up what it would take to get him.
Because it's going to take. I mean, they're
It's gonna
saying
take-
3
you're right.
first-round picks.
Well,
and
I think when
possibly.
you realize what it took to get Stafford, I think
Yeah.
that set the bar only higher for Watson. But it's like I told some fans the other day. Some of my cousins are Cowboys fans. I try to forgive them for that, but
yeah, you've forgiven me a long time ago, but I've forgiven you being the 49ers fan, so it's mutual.
I agree.
Yeah,
but no, I told them, I said, if Jimmy G could stay healthy, I think he could be the right quarterback for the Niners. But I think his issue is trying to stay healthy. But this year was so doomed so quickly with the injuries that started week 1. As a Niners fan, it was like, man, you were almost at the top of the pedestal one year, and the next year you fell on hard times.
Yeah. And we know the Cowboys, 49ers, they had their battles in the 90s, and that was some good battles too.
Oh,
I mean, great football teams. I hated the 49ers with a passion. I had a friend in high school that was a 49ers fan. He hated the Cowboys with a passion.
Exactly.
But it was 2 great football teams.
It was.
And I'll say this though too. Nowadays, at least for me, I don't hate the 49ers like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more regional based now.
Oh yeah.
Like for me, it's the Eagles and the NFC.
Oh, I can believe
East.
it.
It's the Eagles and number 1, even though the Giants.
Yeah,
are
I
Redskins.
understand
It's the Eagles. Other than that, I don't know that I hate a team like I used to hate the 49ers. It's the Eagles now, just because it's the division.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, what about you? Who do you hate? Is it the Seahawks? Or the divisional teams?
Seahawks would be number 1.
Yeah,
easily, and it's just because of those battles where Sherman and Crabtree would go at it at the wide receiver spot, and I still remember the year I thought the Niners would have beat them to go to the Super Bowl until they had maybe it was a clean hit, I don't know, but on Vernon Davis that knocked him out. And they finished without him, and the Niners were up when he got knocked out by 11. And then ended up losing. It's like, I don't know if they get beat if he stays in. But
I actually thought that was the year after the 49ers made the Super Bowl.
That is correct.
It was the year after, so I thought they were going to go again. I thought they were going to win that game.
Oh, I did too.
And then as it turned out, if you remember, Seattle goes to the Super Bowl and wins it big over Denver, 43-8.
Exactly.
And the winner of that game was probably going to win the Super Bowl, honestly.
That's what a lot of people were saying that year, too, is whoever won that game was going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so you could have won it all that year probably if you could have survived that.
Very could have. I still think we should have beaten Baltimore. It shouldn't have taken the lights going out at halftime or right after the third quarter started to get us in that game. But I still tell any Chiefs fans that want to listen, if Alex Smith had stayed healthy, I think the Niners would have won the Super Bowl that year.
I do too.
But
I do too. I do too. Alex Smith is an underrated quarterback, and now it's kind of fun because it kind of come first circle when it comes to Chiefs fans because then he goes to Kansas City.
Exactly.
And has a pretty good run.
He does.
Now, he's not Patrick Mahomes, but he had a good run in Kansas. I think people forget just how good he was in Kansas City.
Oh, I think they do too.
He threw for over 4,600 yards in that offense his last year before Mahomes took over. That's not easy to do in the NFL.
Oh, no.
I don't care who you are.
Well,
what weapons you got.
And I read an article the other day that it was kind of funny because even Mahomes says, hey, when Alex Smith was here, I learned so much from him.
Yeah.
I mean, now I know he does a lot of amazing things. I mean, throwing while he's parallel to the ground, and probably wishes he would have completed the pass, but no, I mean, he does a lot of good things or great things. But I know he says, "Hey, I learned a lot from Smith."
Yeah, and what a story Alex Smith was last year for Washington. Obviously, I'm not a Washington fan either, but I couldn't help but really be excited to see him back on the field.
Well, if he plays the game against the Bucks, just think. A lot of people thought if he had played, there might have been a better chance to beat the Bucks than.
Yeah.
And then the Brady story would have ended, and then my Mahomes jersey in the Super Bowl wouldn't have been bad luck because they probably would have beaten the Patriots, or not the Patriots, the Bucks or the Packers, or. I was really rooting for a State Farm Super Bowl. I mean,
Mahomes and Rodgers,
exactly.
Yeah, that would have been fun. That'd have been fun. All right, Morgan, you always ask 2 or 3 questions. She kind of takes over. The serious part is over now. The semi-serious stuff comes.
I'm ready for the semi-serious.
But her stuff though is pretty hard hitting though. Sometimes it can be pretty cutting edge. It's pretty cutting edge.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like some random questions to kind of ask you right now, because in all honesty, like, I have a theory that I told Keaton about what happened on the night of the Super Bowl. I know that you've kind of already stuck to it, like you kind of already said what really and truly happened, but I think that there's still an underlying thing you're not telling us. So what I told Keaton is that I believe that you, like, placed, like, some money somewhere, like, on a bet, saying, okay, I have the Bucks winning, okay? So then you called Kansas City and said, hey, I'm going to pretend to root for you guys, so can you just, like, not play good? You know, because, I mean, if you think about it, Mahomes did not play horrible. He just kind of had, like, some really bad issues happening because the Bucks had great defense on him. So, did you, like, tell their offensive lineman to kind of like, hey, man, just kind of let the Bucks kind of go through, and then, I mean, I'm gonna win something out of this because I have some pretty good money and I got some good chances on it, but just for insurance.
Let me pull my notebook out and have you retell me that so I can remember that for next time. That's a pretty good scenario.
I told you we was gonna do some hard hitting journalism here, investigative journalism.
You know, if I would have thought that, man, 2 years in a row my jersey's gonna be unlucky, I probably would have done that.
I'm just saying. I don't think it's a horrible idea. I mean, I know that me and you talked about, like, it's probably a better idea to put prop money on, or to make a bet on the prop of if someone's going to streak the game or not. But
and then be the one that goes out there and
he got a lot of money if he actually got it. I don't know, considering he was the one that did it.
I know they were talking about, because he kept bragging about it, so they were talking about there's a way that they could not pay him or weren't going to pay him. I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be true or not. At least give him some of it, you know. Maybe not all of it, but hey, man, at least you were the one that did it, you know. So I guess we'll give you a little something, but I don't remember exactly what Jim Nance said, one of the announcers, but a lot of people are saying that was probably the highlight of the night is what he said when the streaker came out. I don't remember what he said, but it's like, oh man.
You know, a lot of times the funny thing was, and I don't even know if it's funny or not, but it's funny to me. A lot of times when that happens at sporting events, they'll have the camera already, and you won't ever see him.
You won't ever see him.
Yeah. You seen him on the Super Bowl. I mean, he was right in broad view.
Well, and I think that's because with not a lot of crowd there, it's tough to go, okay, where do you go that you're going to show something that you want your fans to see, right? You don't want your fans to see an empty stadium up here. I mean, it's kind of interesting, especially this year where they pan out to the crowd and you see what kind of cardboard cutouts were there, and sometimes there would be games that the cardboard cutouts would be of the actual announcers and players.
So, speaking of the cardboard people in the stands, would you ever have paid to have your cardboard cutout at the Super Bowl? Because do you know how much that actually cost people?
I have no idea, but I don't think I could afford to have my cardboard cut out
there. It was
there.
Basically equivalent to an actual ticket.
Now, if we would have done that at Friends University, I could have probably paid to have my cardboard cutout sitting somewhere in Garvey. Maybe row 6, section 22.
There you go. That's always a good one.
Yeah. Just saying. Or if we could put them behind the goals
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
rotate it between the goals that the visiting team's shooting at. And
Nice. That would be funny.
that'd be kind of funny.
That would be. We should get Dion on in that.
We should.
We should tell
be good.
Dion that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Get him to do that.
Get
Maybe
him
Scott
involved
too.
in that. Yeah, that'd be good. Wouldn't hurt
Oh,
nothing.
man. Yeah.
Wouldn't hurt.
That was insane. Like, just to think about how much people actually spent to not even be at the game. But I'm going to have my picture there.
So I feel like, Morgan, you might have looked up what it cost to send your cardboard cutout to the Super Bowl.
I did a long time ago, but I don't remember it, so I'm going to have to look it back up.
She's gonna try to look it back up.
She's gonna
That's
try to
what
look
she
it back
does.
up.
I'm going to look it back up.
Yeah. She's gonna look it back up.
I feel like if someone goes back and watches the Super Bowl in the crowd, you might actually have a cardboard cutout there.
Is it okay? Would it be worth
this one.
it though? Because when I don't remember. I've watched games, a lot of games
Yeah.
with cardboard cutouts. I don't remember a single face unless
Unless
it's a celebrity that they are
exactly.
that they're pointing out.
Yeah, they'll pan out and show you like a celebrity would.
But
be
I don't remember a
sitting or-
single. I don't remember seeing faces like that.
I remember.
unless-
I don't remember what the game was, but I remember them panning out, and it was on February 2nd or 3rd. There was a cardboard cutout of the groundhog.
Yeah.
Phil,
Yeah.
that someone said, "Oh, he made his announcement about 6 more weeks of winter, and now he's at the game." And it's like, oh my god.
That's the only times I remember is if
love
they do
it.
something like that,
Uh-huh.
and they're not going to do that with mine, most likely. So I don't know. How much is it, Morgan? What's it worth?
The Super Bowl had 25,000 real fans in a stadium.
Yes.
And they made 30,000 cardboard cutouts of fans.
Okay.
The cutouts cost $100 each.
I've got $2. Do you have $98?
No, sadly.
Okay.
I'd pitch in 5.
So see, 5, 2. If you pitch in,
91,
I got
Morgan.
$1.
the rest
All right.
of them were good.
I actually have $1, not gonna lie. That's about it, though.
So we're more than
I
$1
don't have
short.
much than that.
We're at least a day late and more than $1 short.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, think about that. Like, would you really pay $100 just to have your cardboard cut
Like I
out?
said, it doesn't sound like it's that much. It's
And
actually
then,
less than what I thought. But,
It is less than what I thought too.
I thought it'd be more than that.
But then, like, think about it. What if, like, you submitted all of this to, like, have your cardboard cut out, but you were not picked as one of the 30,000 people?
Surely, hopefully, it'd give you your money back if you weren't selected to actually be in the.
yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
it's not like $100 to be like a drawing, is there? Like a random
No.
selection.
Something like that. Yeah.
But, like, how would you feel if, like, you tried so hard and wanted to be at the Super Bowl with your cardboard cutout and you were not chosen?
I probably would shed a few tears
Yeah.
if I was really trying that hard.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate. Yeah, that's less than what I thought it would be, but I still don't know if it'd be worth it though, because I don't know if you'd even. Are they going to like send you a picture of it there, or where you can actually see it, or because if you're on TV, you're probably not going to see
No,
it.
probably not.
Most
gonna see it,
likely.
you're right.
True. Okay, sorry to keep on the Super Bowl topic, but I have one more question.
Yeah.
Do you think the Bucks paid the refs? Just question. I am not hating on the Bucks at all. I think they played amazing defense. But do you think?
You just living in this area hearing Chiefs fans talk is where you got that idea, wasn't
I'm
it?
just saying.
All right, now let's your chance to get back to Chiefs fans. We're giving you a hard time.
I honestly keep hearing this debate. That's the only reason why I'm asking.
Well, I do too. I've
Your
had
chance,
some
Alan.
students over in Casado ask me, but that's a tough question because I do officiate on the side out in the community, and I know how tough that job is. But I think that night I even told them, I said, I felt like there was a few calls that were made in the first half that you have to make in the second half, but it was different circumstances in the second half. And so I don't know if someone told them, hey, stop throwing flags or don't call as much or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
I did say that comment that night. I said, man, I felt like it was called differently one way in the first half versus the second.
It was like stronger in the first half, and then the second half they kind of let it go.
Yeah.
little
Really,
bit.
very
Okay,
true.
and then what do you think? Because I definitely remember this. I can't remember the Chiefs
Uh-huh.
person, the player exactly, but it was like the defensive captain,
Oh,
and that
the
guy.
Honey Badger.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
Tyrann
so.
Mathieu.
Yes,
Tyrann
thank
Mathieu.
you.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't remember his name. But how did you think whenever do you think that he actually did have the unsportsmanlike conduct, or did Brady? Because technically, Brady kind of came at him first.
Anybody that knows the honey badger knows that he loves to talk on the football field.
Yes.
But I'm sure when him and Brady came together, they were trading recipes for their favorite home pizza
I'm sure.
or hamburger. I'm sure that's what they were doing. But
It had to be.
It had to be, because otherwise they should have probably flagged Brady, because he's the one that came back.
Brady come back, hunting
to-
down. He was probably thinking of a new restaurant, though, maybe they were going to go eat at. Like, he just thought
I
of
don't know where they were
something
going to
different.
go. Or,
Yeah, he
or
just
maybe
thought
he was
of
wanting-
it.
Maybe he was wanting to invite the honey badger down to Disneyland.
Yeah, yeah.
Disney World.
You know, if we
Disney
win,
World. Oh,
if
I'm
we
so
win,
sorry.
let's
Don't get
yeah.
me started on that. Don't do it, Allie. Don't get me
You
started.
know how she is sometimes irrationally passionate about
This
Disney.
has got me another question. Do you think that Tom Brady said, "I'm going to Disney World" at the end of the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I think
What are
he
you
did.
gonna do? I'm going to Disney World. I mean, he lives in Florida now, so
Oh. No, I think he said, "I'm going to go hop on a boat and throw the Lombardi Trophy."
Yeah.
From
That's true.
From
Yeah.
one boat to another.
do you think there was a little too much alcohol in that boat?
I think there was a little too much water enjoyed. Yes.
They said there might have been some on there on the boat.
Well, it's kind of funny, the pictures they were showing, and it's like
In the video that
in
they
the video,
showed.
it's like, I don't know if I'd really show all this, or
Well, I'll tell you what, though, him throwing the Lombardi Trophy, it was a risk, but it was a good throw, and Gronkowski caught it. I mean,
well, he's probably the only one that would have caught it. I'm
Yep,
sure everybody
yep.
else would have probably, or I'm sure Brady wouldn't have thrown it to anybody else. True, I keep saying that too. But,
it's
What if
something
they
they had
dropped
planned.
it?
well,
What do you think would
scuba
happen?
diving down to the bottom.
Yep.
I don't know. Would it sink right away, or would it bob for a second or
It
two
looks
and then
pretty
go down?
heavy.
It did look pretty heavy.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I kind of want to see it happen.
I feel like we need to go build an exact replica of the Lombardi
Yes.
Trophy and try this.
We can try it in Paul's Pond. See what happens.
Yeah. Hey, it'll give the vibe for it, at least.
Yeah,
That's the
there
best
you
we
go.
can do with it.
I mean, hey, it's just Paul's Pond. It's cool. I
Hey.
mean, you can't fish it. Why not throw a Lombardi Trophy
Yeah,
in
Or
it?
you know what? Hey, we had a floor hockey club once, Paul's Pond Floor Hockey. They got their start by ice skating or playing ice hockey on Paul's Pond.
There you go.
It was the best way for them to get on a first name basis with security. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I bet you would.
So I would never recommend that, and not anymore.
Not gonna lie, hardcore wanted to actually walk on Paul's Pond when it was frozen over, but decided not to. I really badly wanted to, not even gonna lie. And what's even sadder is that even though my boyfriend never once came to Friends, never doesn't know anything about Paul's Pond, he's actually shocked that we can't even fish it. So so he was like, "You should go and run on the frozen water." And then my dumb self was like, "Let's go," right? And then just decided not to because we ended up driving just straight past it because he didn't know where it was. And then I was like, "Yeah, maybe
shucks,
I
you
don't."
missed it.
Yeah.
Some of the
Because
best
then I started
thing.
thinking, okay, with my luck, security would be right around the corner
Exactly.
as soon as I did it, and then I would get in trouble. However, I did see someone actually run on Paul's Pond. Not that night, but like someone took a video of someone running on Paul's Pond, and it was hilarious. I was like, oh, I'm kind of hoping that it breaks, but at the same time, that would suck.
That would be awful, yes.
Probably not a good idea.
Some of the best things that you don't do is the ones that you. Some of the best things you do is what you don't attempt to.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what?
true.
Some of the best things is
As long as
left,
they stay up here, they're
is
the best things.
Yeah,
You're
some of the
exactly
best
right.
things is just left not
Exactly right.
not tried.
Yeah, maybe just like standing on Paul's Pond. Do you think I'd get in trouble for that? Just to stand on it, not really do
At your own
anything?
risk.
At your own risk, yeah.
May have make you sign a waiver or something.
Yeah,
but-
maybe. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it now.
Why?
Would not recommend it now.
Maybe on Monday
Maybe Monday.
or Sunday, yeah. It was really cold.
Yeah, should have done it then, man.
I was just thinking, this is beautiful baseball or softball weather. I really was.
It really is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it really is.
Or sand volleyball.
Yeah.
How cool would it have been? Or snow volleyball.
totally.
I watched, they were playing snow soccer the other day. I don't know if that's exactly what they call it, but yeah.
Wow. I do remember Dan Dowdy. He posted something on Snapchat because they had practice or something. I don't remember exactly what they were doing, but they were definitely like outside, and he was definitely sweating. And in his beard was ice. He literally had ice stuck to his beard. It was so funny. I was like, oh no, that's cold.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, you know, Alan, I know you
man.
said that somewhat facetiously, but I'll tell you this, though, for people who don't know, what we had to do for the third game of our baseball series with Texas A&M Texarkana about 3 weeks ago, if we got through that kind of weather, because I'll tell you this, it was obviously super cold and
it was
not playable, but the rain, the downpour rain that we had, and it was pretty cold that day, too.
It was very cold.
If we got through that game, I'm not sure there's not much weather
that we can't get through. I'm ready for him to play a little football in this.
Yeah. And Morgan was gone that game, and I told her, I said, if there's ever a game for you to be gone, you picked the good one.
Morgan was gone that game.
I was gone.
She picked the good one.
She did.
She picked the good one to be gone.
She looked under weather forecast and said, ooh, I want to make sure I'm gone.
Well, I mean, considering the day before, I literally wore shorts out to the baseball field because it was actually supposed to be sunny for most of the day.
It was
and
cold
then it
that
was
day.
freezing.
It was cold. You changed pretty quick.
I changed real quick because I lasted about maybe 10, 15 minutes because that's how long the sun was out.
She was there Friday the day before. She was there. And
so
she battled through the cold the day before.
I had no idea of the cold weather that was
All I know is Keaton told me the same thing. He goes, I'm glad I worked yesterday, not Saturday. And I'm like, well.
Oh, that's right. Keaton got out of it too,
he got out of it too.
Well, our work, I don't know what has happened here. Our workers are out of this, and me, he was out there just freezing in the rain.
And Scott, and it's like, oh no, this is lovely.
We may have to rethink our strategy somehow.
That's true. I don't know if we would have
just had a plan, you know.
Yeah.
We had an idea. We were like, hey man, did you see how the weather's gonna be on Saturday? Are you working on Friday? Yeah, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna say that I'm like gonna be gone and out of town on Saturday. So we're just gonna get out of this, right? We're gonna have them working while we're out.
Speaking of investigative journalism, I think we need to do that more. Let me put you on the hot seat now. Let me question you a little bit. Next podcast, I'm going to come up with a few questions for you. I'm just going to interview you and see kind of get to the bottom of it.
I can tell everybody where I was at. It's not that big.
Yeah.
But I think I would have actually, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up on if I'd rather have been at baseball or where I was at. So
well, she's going to be at baseball on Tuesday. At least for most of the day, if not all the day, right?
No, most of the day because I have therapy.
Yeah, that's what I said. If not most, at least most of the day.
I've got physical therapy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
you'll be there. The shoulder back into shape, you know.
You'll be there at least most of the day, though. But I mean, it's not like it's going to be 60 on Tuesday.
Exactly.
She's not that. She'll be there on Tuesday. She'll be there.
I'll be there for that late afternoon game, you know. Most of the first game, but not all of it. Actually, only some of the first game.
And you'll be there for the second game.
Yeah, and I'll be there for the second game. See, so as long as I'm there for one.
You talk about weather. I still remember about 6 years ago. May 1st was the date, to be exact. I remember it because I was very shocked. Championship night of intramural softball, slow pitch softball. And it was cold all day. I didn't want to play, and I said, well, let's leave it up to our captains. Well, all our teams wanted to play. No kidding. Snowed on us while we were playing the championship game. Let's just say we made it through, and afterwards the workers were middle of the championship game, me and my coordinator went to get everybody hot chocolate, right? We did a nice thing. And I still remember when we first got back to staff, goes, oh, sure, you guys left to warm up. Where have you been? And we said, so you don't want this hot chocolate. Well, no, we didn't say that. But I still remember that because when people go, oh, it warms up eventually. Huh? That year it was snowing on May 1st.
Yeah. That's crazy. Man, see, I don't think we're having a global warming. We're just having a global freezing.
I called some buddies that have been up to Alaska before, and I said, when you go back up there, take this weather back with you, please.
For real.
I would agree.
For real.
I would agree.
I was like, geez, people are getting snow where we normally don't get snow.
All I know is getting ready to leave the house to help clean off the sidewalks on Monday, and I had snow about halfway up in my door, and I'm like, nope. Closed it back up, locked it, and said, nope, I ain't going out.
That's awesome.
Yep. All right, Alan. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Well,
Pleasure
thank
as
you, Chief, for having
always.
me on.
We got to the bottom of something, we hope, but I think we'll probably revisit it at some point.
That's
but,
all right. That's all right.
The Super Bowl,
We'll just have to-
like
we'll
the
have
question,
to, you know.
it's an ongoing story, developing story, but
Okay.
I think
Okay.
we
We're gonna
got
keep coming
some
up with new
answers,
theories,
and
don't worry.
That's
and
all right.
talking
New
about all
stories.
we're talking about all your roles and everything that's going on. We got a pretty big semester coming up, but still,
We
yet,
really do.
Next week kind of starts the first week of really.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've had some busy weekends, but next week it's all converging. We got soccer twice. We got baseball, softball on the
Softball.
same day, and it's all going to converge on us next week. So we'll be seeing a lot of you. I know, even more than
that
usual.
works out.
Even more than
Exactly.
usual. All right. Well, thanks, Alan. We'll talk to you
thank you,
again
guys.
soon.
Perfect.
All right, that's Allen Eberwein. He runs our intramurals here and just a lot of other stuff up here. So, yeah, busy weekend coming, busy week coming, busy everything coming. The spring semester's in full swing. We talked about baseball on Tuesday. We've also got Monday women's soccer
Yes.
at Stryker Complex against Bethany College.
And then we
Kickoff of that
also
game will be at
have-
2:30.
And then we also have soccer again on Thursday.
Yes, versus Benedictine.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be at 3 o'clock on Thursday, also at Stryker Complex.
Yes.
And tickets are available online on our ticket page. So
And
$5 a
if you
piece.
cannot join us in person, you can always join us on live stream, not on live. Wow, that was bad. Online
You're
on live
right.
stream.
You're on the right track.
I know, right? I was like, I wanted to combine online and live stream, you know.
Mhm.
So on live.
Yep.
There we go. But you can always join us online with the live stream portalstretch.com. It's always going to be there. Even at Stryker, I believe we're going to still have some sort of a live stream
Yes.
going.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
So, might not be ideal, but at the same time, we're still going to get the game to you guys soon, one way or another.
Yep.
So if you cannot be here live, there's always online.
Yep.
Same with all of our games, because also baseball and softball are going next Saturday.
Yes.
So fun.
Yep.
So this is like Mr. Levi said, we're gonna have a super busy week, and we're not slowing down here either.
That's right.
Nothing slowing down. We're going full speed now.
We're going to have everything covered. But yeah, soccer on Monday versus Bethany College at 2:30, and then again on Thursday versus Benedictine at 3 o'clock. And then, as Morgan said, baseball. We talked about it on Tuesday versus Mid-America Christian. That is going to be a doubleheader at 1 o'clock. And then we got baseball again on Saturday against Mid-America Nazarene. And also softball's home opener will be on Saturday the 27th against Mount St. Marty. And then on Sunday against Hastings College.
Softball actually has their season opener tomorrow as well in Oklahoma.
Actually, it's going to be on Monday.
Oh, it's going to be on
postponed
Monday
to Monday.
now.
It was
Okay.
originally scheduled for tomorrow, and it's going to be now happening on Monday, starting at 11 a.m. at Northwestern Oklahoma State.
Okay. I believe that's still going to be live streamed too. So again, if you cannot make it there, or if they just don't allow fans, because I don't really remember their fan policy, they're a completely different division than we are. So actually, just a whole entire different conference thing, I believe. I don't really remember what they are exactly, but anyways, they're down in Oklahoma. And if you just cannot make it, I'm pretty positive they still have a live stream, and we'll have also a live stream going on, or at least have the link to it somewhere. So you can always find that as well. Same with all sports here, because basketball, don't they have another game coming up soon?
Basketball will wrap up the regular season at Sterling College tomorrow. Men's and women's
That's
at
it,
1
yep.
and 3 p.m.
Yep.
Yes, 1 and 3, and then that will lead into the postseason, and all that coming up soon too. But the final regular season game is going to be tomorrow in Sterling College. The game times are now 1 and 3 p.m.
Track is going on today.
Yes, we
don't
got the
know
KCAC
the final
track meet.
results yet, do we?
No, not yet. It
Okay.
goes through tomorrow. The KCAC Indoor Championship meet is taking place at Heckett Center on the campus of Wichita State University. No fans are allowed, but they do have a live stream on the KCAC portal, portal.stretchinternet.com/KCAC. And I believe it's a $9.95 charge. It's on pay-per-view. And also live results are available on Mile Split through Heartland Timing. We tweeted the links to that a couple times today and yesterday. So that's all there. But a lot of good stuff happening at track. Braden Wells won the weight throw yesterday for us. And Elena Henderson won the triple jump championship with a jump of 11.47 meters. And we swept, I believe it was a long jump. The men's long jump, Keontae Stewart won it, Noah Myers second, Caden Gustafson in third. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff happening with the track, but that will wrap up tomorrow. The women have won it, have won it several years in a row, I believe 6 years in a row. Yes. And the men were the runner-up last year and are looking for the championship this year. So right now the girls are now at the second. The women are at the second in the team standings with 78 points. St. Mary's still leading, and the men is still in first. The gap has tightened somewhat, but the men are still in first with 131.5 points. So if everything hangs on, we could be celebrating 2 indoor track championships tomorrow.
And then guess what happens? We get a walkout. One of the best things about being at Friends University, and I'm sure other universities do this too, but I 100% know that we do this. Every time that a team, any Falcon team, wins first in a conference, we always get a walkout. It's so much fun, and there's different events that get held on at Friends and just all over Wichita, in all honesty, because we can and we want to. We go and we yell at President Carey and we bang pots and pans and yell for a walkout, and she usually tells us yes. I have yet to see her tell us no.
Yeah.
But she will tell us yes. We get to have so much fun and do different events throughout the whole entire day. It's just a great time, great atmosphere to be in. However, I don't know how to work with COVID and all that kind of fun stuff, but hopefully we will still be able to do that, and hopefully the men and women can pull this out. I have 100% confidence in them, not just because I really badly want to walk out, but just because we have a phenomenal track team. We really and truly do. We have all 4 years that I've been here, we've had at least, it's either the men's or it's the women's,
well, the
or
girls
both.
Have won all 4 years we've been here.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, we have a phenomenal track team, men and women. So I'm super excited for them. Hopefully they can pull it out and get her done.
So how does this work now? You being a student, you may know this better than I do. I know I'm very familiar with the walkout, but very familiar with it.
Yeah.
But if both teams win, do you get 2 walkout days? Or
Sadly,
just one?
No. We only get one walkout
just one.
day.
Okay.
They combine the 2 and say that we celebrate that the reason why we get the walkout is because these 2 amazing teams. That's like when women's basketball won the conference championship 2 years ago?
It was 3 years ago.
It was 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was my sophomore year. I couldn't remember when it was. I was like, I don't really remember. It was either my junior year or my sophomore year.
Well, it was my first year here.
Oh, it was?
We won it. Yeah, we won the
I
conference.
thought that the women... Oh, wait, no, it was freshman year.
Yeah.
And then sophomore year it was track. Junior year it was track.
You've had one every year, though.
We've had one every single year. But yeah, no, I definitely remember all of that. And even though that the women's basketball team... No, it was because the men's basketball team won the conference last year or something like that. I don't remember. Either way, they combine the sports together.
Okay.
No matter what, and we get one walkout a semester.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah, I was like, so let's say that volleyball is for some miracle wins the conference championship and actually wins first place. That's the key, is that you can't just be the champion. No, you actually have to win first place in the whole entire conference. And usually that means you already are first, I believe, but kind of depends on the situation, I think. But I believe it's like you have to be first overall and win the championship, or it's just you just won the championship. I don't remember exactly. But either way, we all get to celebrate. It's a big, huge celebration, and we all eat lunch together. We all have a lot of fun. We all get cake. It's a lot of fun, and they always announce these are the people, or it's because of this team that we're even getting this walkout, whole 9 yards, and we all celebrate with them, not just for free stuff, but we really do actually party hardy and just celebrate with them and just have a grand old time. It's fun. So I'm kind of hoping that we get another one.
Hey, I mean, I have full confidence it's gonna happen.
If we do, like, Color Me Mine again, hopefully we do. I need a cup to match with my bowl and plate set that I've done every year. So
there you go.
So I need a cup as well now. So hopefully that'll happen, soon. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But it would be nice to kind of have, like, a matching set,
Yep. There you go. I'm confident it's going to happen.
Yes.
And hopefully it's a
Confidence.
double. Hopefully it's a double win. So the KCAC Indoor Championship Track Meet is happening right now. It'll go through tomorrow, and you can check with us, and we're continually providing updates on all the action down there. But so far, it's looking pretty good. So that's what's happening here on campus. We've talked a lot about it with Allen, a lot about it before. And now, but busy semester coming up. All the sports are going to be in action.
Yes.
At some point, it's unprecedented, but we're going to keep bringing you all the action, and we're excited to do it. It's going to be different, but it's going to be fun, and we hope you all enjoy it because there's a lot of stuff coming your way. All right. So before we get into our random topic, we don't have NFL picks obviously anymore.
No.
So no.
And I don't know anything about NBA. I'm just saying.
Well, there is a big NBA game tonight, though.
Oh, really?
Yes. Utah Jazz, the number 1 team in the NBA right now. I believe they won 18 out of their last 19 games. They're 24-5.
Mm-hmm.
They're the number 1 seed in the West, number 1 team overall in the NBA. They're at the Los Angeles Clippers tonight, who is 3rd in the West, just a game out of the 2nd spot, and they have the 3rd best record in the league. So that's a big game tonight to watch. Tomorrow night there's an NBA Finals rematch. The Heat play the Lakers, and Heat off to a pretty slow start. They've been picking it up somewhat of late, but that's some things to keep an eye on. And normally when we do this, you go to your NBA fantasy team. Is that what you're doing right now?
I have like 3 people, no 4.
Is that what you're doing right now? No.
Yeah.
We can take a quick look at fantasy.
I'm playing your team, so I do not want to talk to you about that.
Yeah, you are playing my team. If I can be any assistance, let me know. As always.
My thing is that, like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know these players. That's what's sad, is that, like, I really have no clue about this. I mean, y'all think I don't know anything about football. I know absolutely zero about basketball, or at least NBA. I know how to play basketball. I know the rules. I know everything. Trust me, I am a refs kid. I understand. I even know the loopholes and the cheating ways to do it, too. It's pretty fun. But growing up in a small town where the refs know your dad and know you, they know what to look for, and it's not as easy as you would think, because they know exactly, what to do, what's going on. But it's still fun. So, but yeah, no, when it comes to players and trying to figure out which team is the better team, I have no clue. Absolutely no clue. I just know that Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, really awesome. James Harden, he's pretty decent. Let me think. That's about it.
Well,
I knew some older Rockets players, though.
I know you have Kevin Durant on your
Yao
fantasy
Ming.
team.
We want Yao Ming.
Yao Ming.
We need him back.
I remember Yao Ming.
But I said that. I'm sorry. I really don't know a lot of these people, and I wish I did. I feel like I knew more football players than I do basketball players, so I at least knew them, or like kind of understood what their game plans were. There's no idea.
Well, you have won 2 games though in
I've
our.
only won 2.
Yeah, you have won 2 games in our league. No.
Damn.
You're not the worst team in the league by any means.
That's good. It's Peyton.
So, no, it's not Peyton.
Oh, really?
Peyton's actually won 2 games too. No.
Dang. Me and Peyton are tied.
Yep.
Coming for you. Watch it.
And I'm having a tough battle with you this week. It's going to go down to the wire, I think.
I doubt it. By the end of it, watch.
You think you're going to pull away in the end? No.
Yeah, no. I don't know. This is
I'm 7-1 right now, tied for. I'm leading my division. Melissa's 8-0. She's leading the whole league, but.
Dang, Scott's the worst.
And I've not played Melissa yet. No.
And you won't because she's in the West.
We will eventually.
That's later.
That showdown will happen at some point. But right now, having to fight off a very gamed and determined Team Razzle Dazzle. That doesn't want to go away. That's giving me a pretty good fight.
Apparently, I don't know.
Your team has come to play this week. You're giving me a pretty good game.
Well, I have a couple players out right now that says day to day, and then there's one that's actually out. Oh, and Kevin Durant's out too. That's fun. He got a hamstring.
Yep.
I don't even know. Who's that?
And one thing that we're going to get ready to do here pretty soon, next month, at some point next month, is fantasy baseball.
Okay, I can do some fantasy baseball.
So
I can do that.
Your game for that? No.
Yeah, I can do that. I at least know that one.
Well, you're learning something about the NBA, though. I've noticed a little bit.
I look for whatever position is open, and if it's the same position that I'm out on, okay, I look at okay, how many points did they score? Okay, they scored a little bit higher than the other person, so I'm gonna go with this person. I really don't know what's going on. Anyways,
but that's what to look for tonight. Me and Morgan's fantasy game is gonna go down to the wire this week. Looks like. Morgan's brought her A game to face me. She's up. Her guys are up for it. She's got it. She's coaching them up, and they're up for this. It's a little tougher game than what I thought it was going to be.
Hey, I'm
Morgan
shocking.
is ready to go.
Team Razzle Dazzle, we're on the move.
I said a very game. Team Razzle Dazzle.
Team Razzle Dazzle.
That is game. She is game for this.
I think my team's Razzle Dazzle this one.
Yep.
Yeah, it is Team Razzle Dazzle. I can't remember if I put Mo Money or Razzle Dazzle because I go back and forth between the two.
So what's baseball going to be?
Probably Razzle Dazzle. Okay. I like Razzle Dazzle.
I think it's
fun.
cool. I think it's cool. No.
It's one of my favorite nicknames that I don't remember who even gave me it. I know that Kyler was one of the first to call me it. Our athletic trainer, one of our athletic trainers here. Every single time that he sees me, he's like, "What's up, Razzle Dazzle?" So it's fun.
Yeah. No.
Everybody else just calls me Raz, but I mean, Kyler calls me Razzle Dazzle.
Well, I call you Morgan, so I'll call
and
you
then
the
you
one.
call me Morgan, yeah.
You wanted me to call you Morgan. I said I'd call you by a nickname, and you said, "Nah, just."
No, it sounds weird whenever you do it because I'm not used to it. I'm like, okay, no.
I didn't do it to start out with, so.
That's like whenever I call you Mr. Levi, you didn't really like it, but didn't say anything. Well, I mean, I don't like you calling me Raz, so don't call me Raz.
Yeah. You told me not. All right, I haven't been.
Like, no, don't do it.
I haven't been. I'll keep it consistent.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I didn't like it. When you call, it was just different. Like no one ever called me that before. So I don't know if I didn't. It's not that I didn't like it. Now I don't think. Now it seemed weird if he didn't. Now it seemed like if he didn't call me that, now I'd be like, oh, okay, she's mad at me or she's upset or something something like. That would seem different. Something would be wrong now. So I guess you got to call me that now.
Yeah, maybe.
You got to keep doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what do we got for randomness today?
For randomness.
I mean, we talked a lot about random talks with Allen. We had like a whole segment of randomness with Allen.
Yeah. In all honesty, we just have had so much randomness. I honestly think I've run out of my randomness topic for today.
Because we had a lot of random talks with Allen.
We have so much just randomness today.
Yep.
It's insane. But,
Yep.
I'm trying to think. I mean...
Well, we can go into devotion if you...
we could go on about Star Wars and what we talked about earlier.
I was thinking about Star Wars a little bit, actually.
I mean, we can go on about the Sith real quick.
I was thinking about that because we had two different versions of the Sith in Star Wars and earlier today, and we both was right.
We were both right, yeah.
Yeah. But
So how this even started in the first place is because... I am, over spring break, I'm going to visit my sister in Orlando, Florida, and she's going to take me to, hopefully, if her comp passes work for Hollywood Studios. If it does, awesome. If not, oh well. But if it does, then I get to go to the new Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios, which is basically Star Wars land. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm excited about it, and no one else in my family except for me and my dad are Star Wars fans. So I'm kind of shocked that my sister is allowing me to do this, not gonna lie. But anyway, so that's kind of how this conversation even got started. And so then we started talking about Star Wars, and I'm going to say it now because I know Mr. Levi agrees with me because we already had this conversation. Star Wars stomps on Star Trek. I don't care. You can at me if you want. I don't care. I think Star Wars is way better than Star Trek. Just saying. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite sci-fi fantasy movies of all time, or just series in general of like all time. It's awesome. And
it is good. It is.
It's amazing. It's just bad booty Judy. Like, how can you hate on Star Wars? I don't understand. But anyways, so that's kind of how this topic even got started in the first place. And then we were talking about how Mr. Levi never saw the first one. All he did was see the second one, third, like he saw everything but the first one.
Yeah, I did not see the prequels. The first one I seen was episode 2.
Yep.
The Attack of the Clones. I did not seen episode 4, 5, 6, which was released first.
Yep.
So I was catching up a little bit.
Yeah.
And once I did, it all totally come together and made sense. And I love watching it now, but I hadn't seen the other ones before, so I had some catching up to do.
Yeah. And then we started talking about the Sith, because I was originally trying to figure out who, basically the overall guy of of Darth Vader, of all of the Empire, of all that kind of stuff. I couldn't remember his actual name. Well, then Mr. Levi, he said that it was the Sith Lord, and I was like, no, the Sith Lord is the red guy that has the double lightsabers, which later we remembered his name is Darth Maul. For those that are trying to say, hey, why didn't you call him by his first name? Promise you, I do know his name. Don't worry. But then we found out and we figured out he was just the original Sith. Just the original Sith. He was not like the Sith throughout the rest of the series. Now, we did have a Sith training in like episode 2, I believe, which was Count
Dooku came in episode 2. I'm pretty sure episode 2 is the first time I've seen Count Dooku. No.
Yes.
That's the first one I actually seen, but he's also in episode 3.
Yeah.
And it's killed by Anakin Skywalker.
Yes. I didn't think Count Dooku was his name. It was the Captain something or another. Hang on.
I know there's a Dooku, but I'm not sure that's the one you're thinking of. But Dooku is in episode 2 and episode 3.
Yeah, he's a different guy, though, I thought.
Are you thinking of Palpatine, the one that turns into the Sith?
Yes.
Sith? Yeah. Well, Chancellor Palpatine was actually in episode 1, too. He was in 1, 2, and 3. But he turned into the Sith in episode 3.
Yeah. Because the original Sith was Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
And then Count Palpatine ended up becoming the Sith. He was like a Sith in training in episode 1 and 2, and then 3 he was the overall
Sith Lord. That turned Anakin into Darth Vader.
Yes, and then Anakin ended up becoming, because technically since the Sith created Darth Vader and turned Anakin into an evil guy, then comes back and bites him in the butt later on in episode 6, and Anakin ends up being the one that ends up overall killing the Sith Lord, which is super awesome, by the way, just saying. It's like, I am your father, and all of a sudden, kills him. You know, it's great. Anakin turns back good. It's fun. Fun times, you know. Star Wars is a little bit confusing. I understand how it's confusing. But I just remember that the red guy, always, Darth Maul, I used to always just call him the red guy because he's literally the red guy.
He is, yeah.
I always think of him, I don't usually call him Darth Maul. I always just originally called him the Sith, just because, I don't know, to me he was always known as the Sith, even though I did know his actual name. But it turns out that there's like a chain of Siths. I believe that there's now a third Sith with all of the new episodes that have come out, you know.
Yeah.
And I believe it's Darth Dane. or something. I don't remember. Hang on. But there is a new one. I literally looked this up. I was like, what? So, hang on. Oh, no, that's a YouTube thingy. I don't want that. Okay. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, there's Jabba the Hutt. He's one of my favorites. I like Jabba. Jar Jar! You know, another thing that, like, always... Darth Bane. So, we got quite a bit to deal with the Sith. So... Okay, so... It was Darth Bane who saw that the Sith traditions of old were ultimately a dead end. All too often, squabbling Sith in their bid for power, unpinned, carefully laid plans. So I believe he is the new Sith. Or, okay, hang on. Or they're coming out with something to make him the new Sith. I don't know. You know what? One of the most underappreciated characters of all time in Star Wars, Boba Fett.
You said that, and I the name, yeah, you're right. Yep.
Like, he was a bad booty Judy bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, he was awesome. You know? And I feel like so many people do not appreciate him. You know? At least, like, as an evil character. You know, cause he was evil, you know, but I mean, I feel like he doesn't get enough credit, doesn't get enough love. All you think about is Darth Vader and like the Sith and Darth Maul and all these other people, you know, and now Kylo Ren, who ended up turning good, just like Anakin. I don't know. It's cray-cray right now. I don't even know what's going on anymore. But anyways, like I feel like so many people sleep on Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I would not want to cross hands with Boba Fett. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, they kind of do because you don't. If you talk about everyone's favorite characters in Star Wars, I guarantee that never comes up.
Oh no.
You talk about Luke, obviously. Then you talk about Obi-Wan and Yoda, and if you want to be on the dark side, you talk about Darth Vader and all that. And then you have Han Solo, but you never and Chewbacca and R2-D2.
Yep.
You'll never hear Boba Fett.
No.
Ever. No.
You never hear Boba Fett. And it's crazy because I'm like, he was actually a bad booty Judy, like, thing. You know, like, he was, I wouldn't necessarily say he was a person. I don't know exactly what Boba Fett was. Because they never really actually truly said. They just called him a bounty hunter. You know? So, I don't know, but he was bad booty Judy bounty hunter. I will say that much. However, my all-time favorite character, it's a tie between two characters, Chewbacca and R2-D2. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, you cannot hate on Chewbacca or R2-D2.
Yeah.
You can't.
My dad's favorite character is R2-D2 in Star Wars.
Oh, he's he's so cute. He's amazing. I'm kind of upset that they didn't really do much, especially in the newer ones. Like, they created a whole entire new droid, you know, which I mean, I like BB-8, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, why not bring back in R2-D2? I know that they ended up, and then CP3O, sadly, that met to an end as well, because, CP3O.
Yeah.
R.I.P., man. R.I.P. But it's okay.
I can see her about to tear up, but it's
so sad.
But if you remember, the R2-D2 was like, he was a good guy. He was with the Jedi. Yeah. But he also, if you remember in episode 3, he just did what he had to do. Yeah. Because when Anakin was going in to take out the younger Jedi, remember R2-D2 is with Anakin after Anakin went to the dark side. Yep. Because you remember Anakin going in there and he told R2-D2 to stay with the ship. But,
well, so he was originally Anakin's droid.
Yeah.
I believe he was originally Anakin's droid.
But he was with him even after Anakin was on the dark side.
I think that he was just like kind of more of staying with his owner. Yeah. And then I mean, and then you see in episode 4. Anakin kept him around. Yeah. Well, and then you go into episode 4. New Hope, and all of a sudden you see that he's working with the rebels, and he's on the rebellious side, and he gets the message to Obi-Wan from Princess Leia, whole 9 yards. Him and CP3O, they get taken by the Jawas. Those are cute little things.
Yep,
You wouldn't think
yep.
it, but they're cute. They're
Yep.
kind of weird, but I mean, you don't really see their face, but it's cool. And then I don't know, but
Yeah, Obi-Wan was their only hope. Help me,
Yes.
Obi-Wan. Your only hope. And Obi-Wan, of
What
course,
is this with
goes
the
there.
Jawas? Yeah.
He goes there, and that's when everything kind of starts getting back going again.
Yep. And then let me think. Who are the fuzzy, like the teddy bear looking guys from Star Wars? What was their names? They're basically like Wookiees, but they're not Wookiees.
I thought they were called Wookiees.
I thought so too, but I couldn't remember. However, I do know that the Jawas, they don't get enough love either. They're cool. Hang on. Teddy bear creatures in Star Wars. Ewoks! That's it. They're Ewoks.
Okay.
Those
Okay. I
things
knew
are
it
so
sounded
cute.
right. Yeah.
That's in like episode 4? No, not 4. 5 or 6, I think. Or, no. Hang on. Yeah, Return of the Jedi. It's in 6. Okay, that's what I thought. I know that they become... I believe that they're in previous ones, but I don't remember exactly. However, they're pretty awesome too. Just saying. Okay, so if you can't tell, I love Star Wars. I might not know every single little detail about it, but I do like Star Wars. I think it's awesome. Jabba the Hutt, also one of my favorite characters that a lot of people sleep on.
Yeah.
Just saying. I mean, come
Yeah,
on, it's
yeah.
Jabba the Hutt. Like, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
just this fat, wormy looking gangster dude. He's like the mafia of Star Wars. He's the
Yeah.
mobster
Mhm.
of Star Wars. It's kind of funny.
Oh, it's funny. And I actually had the episodes 4, 5, and 6. I actually had the box set
Yeah.
of DVDs at home. And, it's fun. But I've not really seen the newer ones. And I need to. I just haven't. I'd like to see them. I need to start from the beginning, though, and kind of watch them in order. That way I don't get messed up like I did before with the
Yeah.
original Star Wars, where I'm trying to make up ground, trying to figure out what's going
Well,
on.
what's good about episode 7, if you want to call it, Force Awakens, is because it's basically like starting over and the whole new trend with Star Wars.
Yeah.
You don't really have a lot of confusion. It's basically almost like a new beginning on an older tale, in a way. It's not necessarily like you're kind of confused and lost, like, oh, what are they fighting now? What's going on now? No. It's kind of like, because they're introducing new main characters. They're introducing all these different things, all these different tactics, a whole entire new evil character, like, but however, we did still have Han Solo in there and Chewbacca, obviously. I mean, you can't get rid of Chewbacca. You can't. He's awesome.
No, you can't.
And then they have Princess Leia still in there, obviously, because she's still the leader of the rebellion. Sadly, now she is not.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, that was sad,
But,
too, 'cause that kind of come out of nowhere a little bit.
It did come out of nowhere, but at the same
that.
time, like, I mean, I heard that she had, like, a lot of, like, drug abuse issues
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. And then what really broke my heart was, sadly, after Carrie Fisher's death, her mom passed away from heartbreak, basically. That's what a lot of people are saying, that it's from heartbreak. And it's just because, I mean, her and Carrie Fisher were obviously extremely close and everything. I believe they still live together, whole 9 yards. But, so that made me a little bit sadder than Carrie Fisher's passing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still made me extremely sad.
Yeah, but then you have another one on top of it, just basically based off of that, makes it extremely sad.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like it's an unfortunate chain of events. And I think that finally everything had either caught up to Carrie Fisher or she was continuing to do that kind of stuff. I don't remember exactly everything and exactly how she passed, but I know that it had a lot to do with her drug history and all that fun jazz.
Yeah.
That a lot of stars get into now.
Yeah.
But But yeah, so that's about all the Star Wars talk I think
That was
I can
fun,
make.
though. I enjoy that, though. I'm glad we talked about it earlier today. That was fun.
Super excited about Galaxy's Edge.
Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
Excited to go.
Yep.
I want to go. I want to try some blue milk.
Yep. If you go, you got to tell us all about it.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. Y'all will hear all about my Florida adventure.
Yep.
That will be that random topic for that week.
Yep.
Don't worry. Y'all will hear.
Yep. And you're going over spring break. You're only going to miss one game,
Yes.
basically. So you didn't go earlier, which we talked about would have been a disaster.
That could have been bad.
Nah, I mean it wouldn't have been. I got confused. I said you might have a pink slip waiting. I actually meant to say like a pink sip or something, like
pink
cherry
sip?
like a cherry limeade. I didn't really mean a pink slip. Not
Yeah.
that. That would never happen. No.
It's strawberry milk. Don't worry.
No, that would never happen. No, that wouldn't happen with you. No. I mean, if he did something like that, it wouldn't have been that. Maybe a 2-week suspension or something.
Maybe.
But no.
Just maybe.
Does it come out wrong? Pinks? I didn't mean to slap. I meant sip. So yeah, no.
Oh man. Oh well.
But yeah, we're all good. So, what we got for devotion?
So I actually wanted to hear your devotion that you told me about earlier this week. So,
Okay.
Wednesday. Because I had one, but I was actually really intrigued with yours. Because I still
Okay.
don't know it yet, and you told me that I needed to listen to it, so let's listen to it.
Okay. Well, let me pull it up here.
Yeah,
there
you're
was
good.
one that we was talking about. It's kind of I think it goes over several days. So that's something I was wanting to actually do with you. So it's good to do it. Let me see. But it is a several day one that we can definitely talk
We
about.
can do this over 7 podcasts.
Well, we could. I don't want to. I kind of like what you share too, though. So
I know. Pamela Crim's awesome. She's got some great devotions. I love to listen to her.
Yep. So I have several, and I actually saved some of them for you, and it was back in the fall, and what we were going to do, and because we're open with our stuff, and this one here it's called, and there's several of them that we can do. This one here goes over 4 days, and it's just called Beating Anxiety at Its Own Game, and the verses that associate with it is Galatians 5:1 and 1 Peter 5:7 through 11, and then Hebrews 4:7. So Galatians 5:1 says, "For freedom Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery." So Galatians 5:1 is saying, basically, when we have, and I've dealt with anxiety. I think we all have. I don't think it's anything that's exclusive to any of us. I think it's something that we all kind of go through. I think a lot of people listening probably have the same thing. But we're basically slaves to our mind when we are anxious, because when we have anxiety, when we're nervous, when we're unsure, when we're insecure, that's basically antithesis to what the Lord wants us to be. Because the Lord wants us to rest in Him, and being anxious is just kind of the opposite of that. 1 Peter 5:7, I know you love this verse because you've told me, but it's casting all your anxieties on Him because He cares for you. Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. Resist him, firm in your faith, knowing that the same kinds of suffering are being experienced by your brotherhood throughout the world. So see, everybody deals with this.
Yes.
We all deal with it. Hebrews 4:7, again, another verse. So, again, He appoints a certain day today, saying through David so long afterward, and the words already quoted, today if you hear His voice, do not harden your hearts. So yeah, very good on that. So the devotional basically is saying, call it out. And it asks, are you someone who gets worried easily? Well,
Yeah.
I know you do, and I have before, and I think a lot of us do. I think we could all answer yes
Yeah.
to that. Do you have panic attacks that immobilize you at the most inopportune of times?
Yeah.
Probably before. I think we probably have before. And if it happens, it's all inopportune times.
Yes.
It really is. It's all inopportune times. But I don't think there is a good time to do it. Do you get stressed and lose your peace alarmingly often? Right? Yes.
Yeah.
It happens. I think this hits home.
Yeah.
For a lot of us. And it says it's okay to admit that you suffer from anxiety. Half of the problem is a stigma associated with the issue and the fact we must hide what we're going through. And me and you talk, that doesn't happen. We don't hide anything.
Yeah.
We experience freedom when we're open with God, ourselves, and trusted friends that we're battling this invisible but very real enemy. Anything that holds us captive loses its power when we call it out of the darkness and into the light. What we talked about too, getting it out in the open helps. Because sometimes we hide things, no matter what it is, we hide things and we feel like we're the only one dealing with it. And we feel like we're the only one that it's unique to. And so we feel like we have something wrong with us. And, when you panic, you have, you think negative thoughts, and sometimes you think the worst is going to happen. And that's not the case. In the light, we can see clearly what we're dealing with and certify it, even if it warrants the intention we are paying it. So, it's kind of like in darkness. When we're hiding stuff, the darkness, none of us likes being in the dark.
No.
That's why sometimes we're most fearful at night. It's because things aren't visible. We see things that aren't there. I think we've all went to our house at night when no one's around. We go into the house, and we're almost, at least when I'm still this way a little bit, but sure when I was a kid, but I'm still this way a little bit. You're almost afraid to turn on the light because you're afraid what's going to be right there in front of you. Because in the dark, we're imagining things being there that's not really there. It's kind of like with anxiety. If you keep it to yourself, you're in the dark with it, so you're seeing things that aren't really there. And when you put it out in the light, and when you confide in people and you kind of call it out, it's more visible, and you can deal with it a little bit better because nothing's hidden, nothing's being kept away. Our anxieties can be based on very real and troubling happenings in our life, or it can be based on imagined or irrational fears.
Yes.
Irrational fears is when you have a little bit of a headache and you think you got an aneurysm. I've totally done that before. It's when you have a sore throat or a sniffle and you're Googling things, trying to figure out the symptoms. Okay, what could this be?
This is COVID.
Well, could this be? Yeah. Nowadays, is this COVID? Is this throat cancer?
Yeah.
It's all anxiety. We can look at what's triggering it. I think that's the first thing we got to do, is look at what's triggering it. And then we lay it out before God, and we cast it onto Him. That's the verse, because He cares for cast their anxieties on Him. Admitting it and addressing it reduces the shame and guilt that are frequent companions to it. So that's step one, admitting it. Bringing God in the jumble of emotions we're dealing with, and through His Word and through continued conversation with Him, you begin to experience more clarity to your situation. You may not get the answer you want right away, but His quiet presence and gentle strength will envelop you and bring peace. And as your relationship with God begins, you're going to find that relinquishing the need for control is necessary in order to let God be God and you be you. And I think that's some of the roots of anxiety. Some of it is we're dealing with our own mind, and we're not turning things over to God. We're afraid of things that's not real. And it's a real issue that people have. And we're not, I think that's the first step to getting rid of it, is turning it over to God and turning the light on and seeing what things really are instead of what we're imagining them to be. Just like going in our house, we're imagining something bad's there. But you turn on the light, all that's there is your TV and your desk and your chair and couch or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's irrational. It's in our mind. We think something else is there. And we've convinced ourselves of that. When we turn on the light, we let God, it's like seeing everything for what it is. And our anxiety immediately leaves because we can see nothing's there. But we have to see it. So we have to tell ourselves we have to see things for what they are and not be in the dark. See that God is in control, and then you're not going to be anxious for something that you know is there when you see it. Getting over to God is not a once in a lifetime thing, but it's a regular discipline. It has to happen every day. It's not something you can do one time and then say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to pray about it one time, and then we're done. Okay, we're good." No, it's got to be something that happens every single day. It's something that everyone, it's something a lot of people go than that. And, we just have to get in the habit of doing. And He wants to draw closer to Him, wants us to be closer to Him, so that we can rest in His embrace and trust with every concern of your heart. And He desires for you to find freedom from the anxiety that keeps you entrapped, and live a life of unbound joy, peace, and rest. Fully invested in your healing and deliverance, so don't shut Him out. And today, it's asking, will you today and every day face your anxiety head on? You know you have it. Will you face it head on, boldly with the courage that Christ gives you, and then humbly hand it over to Him to handle? And there's a prayer to piety, and it'll be going every day. And it's something that we just have to continue to give to Him, and it's something that only He can deliver us from, because it's something that, it's like I say, it's the opposite of peace. You have peace going on. We're at peace when we feel like nothing's out there, but our anxiety comes in, and it's the opposite. It gives us, it's the antithesis of peace. So God wants to give us peace. The devil wants to give us anxiety, and it's something that we can defeat by and being open with it and calling it out and saying, this isn't going to happen. God is in control of my life. God is in control now, and He'll give us the freedom to deal with it, because it doesn't come from God, but God's one that can set us free from it. So this one,
I like that one. That was good. I liked it. I feel like it's something that a lot of people can relate to.
Oh, no doubt. Sometimes me included.
Especially during these times right now.
Yep. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of we don't like to be uncertain. We don't like to. We like to know what's going on. I'm kind of a creature of habit. I like to know what's in front of me, what's out there, what's coming up, and sometimes we just got to relax and trust God and just take a deep breath and say, okay, this is something God's gonna have to handle. I remember one college, and this kind of relates to it, and this is very minor compared to what happens, but I remember I was so stressed about, we had exams, I had quizzes, tests I had to study for. I didn't think I was going to get it all done. And the verse come to my mind, and the song come to my mind too, where it basically says, the battle's not mine, but it's God's. And it's a song about David. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give this to God. Well, God, I feel like supernaturally, God rescheduled a couple tests, and it just felt like a load was off my mind. And sometimes God will do that. God will not equip us to any battle we can't handle with Him.
Yes.
So He's not going to put on us more than we can handle with Him. But that's the key. We have to be with Him.
Yes.
Because it still may be a lot to handle, but it's going to be with Him. And we have, and David went to fight Goliath. He had all the human. He should have had all the human there is. Yeah. I mean, from a human standpoint, he should not have defeated Goliath.
Yeah.
You talk about anxiety. He should not have defeated Goliath. As they say in sports, on paper, David should not have beaten Goliath. That was a stunning upset, but David did it through God's help. David gave God everything that he had. He went and chose 5 stones with a slingshot. A stone shouldn't have killed Goliath.
It shouldn't have.
But David gave that stone to God, and God allowed it to do what it needed to do. God, we need to give God our stone and slingshot and say, okay, I'm going to let it, and you're going to direct it where it needs to go, and you're going to bless it. This is what I have, and that's all God wants, and then He will do the rest. He will multiply it. So we got to give it to God. We got to give it to God and let Him do the rest. God just wants our best, and He'll use it for what He wants to do.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, that's our devotion for today. A good one. I can share it anytime you want me to. Morgan normally does our devotion and does really, really good with it. And this is good. I do always miss your devotion when you don't do it. So, but I like this. This is a good idea. We've been talking about it. It's something I want to do with you. So, I want to do the rest. We got 3 or 4 that I've saved.
Okay.
Kind of, I want me and you to do them. So this is good together. I like our Bible studies. Yeah, I do. I like it. So, a really fun episode today. Allen was a lot of fun. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff on the docket on our radar coming up. So, this semester is just getting started.
It is. Yeah.
It's going to be fun, enjoyable, and let's hope it's enjoyable.
Pretty much, yeah.
But hey, you're going to do it with me. We got this together.
We got this. It's going to be fun.
So we're going to have fun. We're going to tackle it together head on, whatever comes.
Heck yeah, we are.
Whatever comes, we're going to handle it. So, all right. So again, don't forget tomorrow, men's, women's basketball regular season finale is at Sterling, 1 and 3 p.m. KCAC indoor track and field championship is going on as we speak. And then on Monday, we have women's soccer home against Bethany at Stryker Complex. Tuesday, we got baseball home doubleheader at 1 o'clock. And more stuff the rest of the week, so keep tabs on everything, and we'll be bringing it all to you. All right, Morgan, I know it's your turn to pray this week.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you pray us out, and then tell everybody to have a really good weekend, and we'll talk to them again soon. So go ahead.
Dear Heavenly Father, I ask that you continue to bless each and every single one of us in our day-to-day lives. And if anybody is struggling mentally or physically, please help put your hands on them and just heal them and bring them comfort. And just know that you're there with in that moment in time and forevermore. Also, I ask God that you help keep all of our athletes here at Friends, and even the athletes that we are going to be playing against, please help keep them all healthy and safe and just hopefully injury free. I really hope and pray that we have no more injuries for any team. And just please be with track right now as they're competing at this moment and then into tomorrow, and just continue to be with basketball as well as they're finishing up. And then for the rest of this week, please be with all of us as we are going through this time, and just help us get through all of our challenges in our day-to-day lives, Lord, because we put it all to you and put it all to you whenever we need to. And just thank you for everything that you've done for us, and I ask that you just continue to bless each and every single one of us. Amen.
Amen. All right. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you for tuning in to this week. We will talk to you again next week with a brand new episode. So have a great weekend, and we will talk to you.